Albert Einstein, when he was talking to Werner Heisenberg, he mentioned that we made a big ship and everything is ready for the ship to sail, but there is no compass in it and the ship doesn't know where to go. All of us have an instrument, but do we know where we want to go in life? When you look out, when you look around, there are so many options. You see there? Office, entertainment, academics. That is not in our purview, but still. Sports and family. All these things are there when I look around. But which one should I choose? The society says, choose this. My parents says, choose this. But what do I want to choose? What do I want to follow? Do I have to make a purpose or a meaning for my life? Life is all about B to D. You know what is it, B to D? And in between there is some letter. What is that? C is about choice in life. Either you can choose to cry or you can choose to celebrate. All the C's are there in that. So what is that which I want to do in my life? This morning when I was traveling from Coimbatore, I met a very interesting person. I don't know, God sends people to make us realize how important life is all about. He is a professor of Tamil and he was supposed to accompany me here. And what he was talking about made big sense to us. You know what he was saying? See, I'm an ordinary professor. But what I do is, every week I go to an orphanage and give them some material. And sometimes I go and help other people. It makes so much of meaning to my life. And not only that, he said one beautiful statement in Tamil. I know Tamil, if you use, it will even more touch our heart. You know, he said, நம்மலாம் வாழ்க்கையில பொருள் பின்னாடி போறோம். நம்மலாம் வாழ்க்கையில பொருள் பின்னாடி போறோம். ஆனா அந்த வாழ்க்கைக்கு பொருள் இல்லாம போறோம். You see now, and what a statement he gave. Makes a lot of perspective. Why I'm saying it is because a lot of people run behind things. But are things important in our life? We value relationships. We value love. We value so many other things. We are not actually valuing things. We are valuing the values behind it. You understand? People don't praise us just because that what we have in life, but what you are in life. You understand the statement? People don't really respect for what you have in life. People respect for what you are in life. Example, APJ Abdul Kalam ji. He didn't have anything to take with him after he finished his presidentship. But people were so touched by his life. They put posters. It is not what he had in life, but how he lived in life. So life is all about choices. What choice do I have to make? That is the entire message of Gita. Bhagavan Krishna gave in the right perspective of life. He said, this is your duty, go and perform. The field is in front of you. Are we ready to perform? Unless and until we understand what is my call, how will I go and perform? We have a nation of young people here. You know, India has got the youngest population in the world. By another 10 years down the line, India will have the maximum young people in the world. The world is in front of you. How are we going to perform? Think about it. Engineers, Ernst and Young says only 17% of the youth are employable. Rest of them are not employable. We have degrees, but are we really employable? No. Why? What is the reason? Because we have not understood the inner call. We have started to look around and trying to think, what should I do? Right from the day we are born. You know why we cry when you are born? Your mother is happy, your family is happy, but you are crying. Did you ever think why we cried? Because we have come from a comfort zone to an effort zone. We were very comfortable in the mother's womb. The moment we come out, it is so challenging for us. So the first instinctive is to cry. Then slowly we empower ourselves with the love and care of the mother and the family. So what happens is we get strong. So we start looking around. And the entire education is trying to make us to look around and try to make sense out of it. But is it making any sense? And if you see, each one sees the world in a different way, though the world is the same. Huh? An artist will look at a flower as love. Right? You just imagine, everybody sees the world in a different perspective. Why? The world is the same. So something is inside me which is making me to follow my path. Think. So what are we trying to do is, if you want to look around, first step you have to do is look within. Unless and until you start looking within, we will never find answers outside. All powers are within you, Swami Vivekananda says. Just imagine. And the solution is inside you. We are looking out for solutions outside. So our presentation right now would be trying to look within, to look around, to look ahead in life. So that is how we are going to see our presentation. Look within. How do I look within? Is there any secret how to look within? Yes, my master Swami Chinmayanji said, there are 5 steps for you to look within. How we have to look within? The first one is introspect daily. The second is detect diligently. Third is negate ruthlessly. The fourth one is substitute wisely, grow steadily, and be happy. If we are able to look within with these 5 steps, I'm telling you, our inner transformation happens. What is inside is expressed in the world outside. As the mind, so the man. As the mind, as the man, so the world also. So what we have to look is, the entire world is within you. You have to just tap it up. So how to look introspect? What does that introspect daily mean? What does introspect mean for us? Room போட்டு யோசிக்கிறது. Isn't it? That's what they say, no? நீ என்ன பண்ணுச்சுன்னா நான் room போட்டு யோசிக்கிறேன். What does that mean? Start thinking. Are we thinking in the right direction? Are we thinking right? We are not very clear at all. Introspect daily means every day, the entire process of what happened, sit quietly in the night and reflect. Did I want to do like this? Did I want to respond like this? Gurudev beautifully says, he says, let the entire thought process parade and make you salute, and you be witness and check it out. I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. We are doing the same thing, but we are expecting something else different now. Think. We do the same thing. Get up in the morning, go to college, study. Does it make any difference in my life? Think. But we are expecting a different result. Huh? We do the same thing, but we expect a different result. How is it possible? We have not changed the pattern of thought process. So at the end of the day, if you are introspecting, what do you mean by that? In the morning, somebody is looking at you and saying, you are a buffalo, yeah. Immediately, what would your response be? Hey, how can you say like that? You just be angry and say, respond to him or react to him. Suppose in the end of the day, you look at and think about that incident. He says, buffalo. Next day, morning, if he comes and says the same thing to you, I think you have to change your glasses because you can't see properly. You can respond that way. You understand what I'm saying? If you know, if you are aware of your thought process, every awareness of thought process will change the way you live. The dimension of life will totally change. The thought pattern will change and life will change. But we do the same thing. Think. Somebody comes and says something to us, we immediately react the same way. There's no other way we do. Why? Because we have not introspected. So introspect daily. People are there to come and make fun of us and come and do whatever they want. But what you can do is, you can change the pattern of thinking the way you want to respond. And it makes a difference in your life. So introspect daily is a very, very important exercise if we want to make a difference in our life. And once you introspect, the next thing is detect diligently. Have you seen how a farmer, when he takes out the weed, how he detects it diligently? There is two there. The paddy rice is also there, and as well as there's a weed is there. But he looks at the weed and at the paddy and he says, no, I have to remove this. This weed is not necessary here. Detect diligently. The way you are going to remove that is very important. So detect diligently. If you do it, the moment you detect, then whatever the negativity will automatically fall. That is, negate ruthlessly. The moment you find that this is causing harm to my life, there should not be no kind of a mercy there. It should be immediately removed. Example I tell you. Lasit Borpukhan, an amazing fighter. I don't know how many of you know him. That is the highest award given in NDA, National Defense Academy, Lasit Borpukhan award. This person belonged to Ahom dynasty. For your information, that dynasty was not defeated by any of the Mughals, not the Britishers. 600 years of rule, nobody could break them. And this Ahom dynasty, the Lasit Borpukhan was there. So what happened was, he told his uncle, you have to make this boundary or sentry. His uncle said, okay, what is there? It's okay. He's my only nephew. I will not do it. Next day, Lasit Borpukhan comes and says, did you do it? He says, no, why should I? He immediately took his sword, cut him. He cut his head, uncle's head. He said, what is this? No, here, if I detect complacency, it has to be removed. We are seeing so much of complacency in our society, we just live with it. We don't try to remove it. You see now, and we only complain, there is so much of complacency. Just imagine, I take a water bottle, I throw it in my dustbin, very simple. It's okay, yaar. What is there? Paper on the road, it's okay, yaar. What is there in it? Everywhere, whatever we see, we are complacent. Why? That is why India is not growing. Why? We are very complacent. We think we are tolerant. It's not tolerant, we are complacent. When we see something negative, it has to be removed ruthlessly. That's how great Chanakya also did. The great Chanakya, when he was walking in a forest, there was a small thorn which went to his feet. Then he removed the thorn. Then he asked his student to bring a little bit of milk and sugar in it. Then he poured it into the same place where the thorn was there. The students asked, why? What are you trying to do? You removed the thorn, no? He said, no, I have to remove the thorn from the root. Again it will grow, it will prick somebody else. But when I know there is a thorn, it has to be removed from the root. We are not removing from the root, we are only removing from the superficial level. So when I know that something is there in my mind which is complacent, which is not helping me to achieve great things in my life, then I am being complacent. I have to be ruthless in negating that negativity. That's how in our culture we lived. Whenever we see anything wrong, we straight away ask, no, it should not be here. It should be removed. That's how in our entire culture you see, any negative things happening, there is no question of complacency, removed. Negate ruthlessly. Whenever we see anything wrong that is happening in and around me, and anything which is not proper, it has to be removed. Otherwise, it will erode our system. We are allowing the system to erode because of our complacency. So, introspect daily, detect diligently, negate ruthlessly, and next one is, if you see, this is self-analysis, door to realizing our potential. It's a very big exercise because we do not know what is our potential. Detect diligently, seek to detect weaknesses and faults, and negate ruthlessly. That's what I said. When you find any complacency, we have to negate it. Substitute wisely, very important, because for cigarette smoking, they substituted with VAP or e-cigarette. Now the science is saying again, it is dangerous. That's not substitute wisely. You understand what I'm trying to say? You have to substitute wisely. How are we going to substitute? Things which are very, very important in our life. Now, previously, we were using a neem stick for brushing teeth. We were using salt for brushing teeth. We were using charcoal for brushing teeth. Suddenly somebody came and said, is there salt in your paste? Is there charcoal in your paste? Is there neem in your paste? Then we substituted. Then again now they're selling abroad, organic twig, neem, as toothbrush. They are substituting wisely. Why? Because plastics are causing difficulty in the society. Is this called substitute wisely? What are we substituting? The negative quality which is removed, we have to substitute with wise opposite virtues. If there is hatred in my heart, what do? Bring love into my heart. Try to see the goodness in other people. Please think. So substitute wisely. That's very, very important. And next one is grow steadily, hasten slowly. We have to grow in a steady process. Growth is not like a graph, it goes up like that. It should be steady. Then you will go in longer and last longer. If you go steadily, you'll go longer and it lasts longer also, the success. So these are the 5 things which you see: introspect daily, detect diligently, negate ruthlessly, substitute wisely, grow steadily, be happy and be free. The you change, the world changes. I'll just tell a small story and finish. Every day, a couple used to go and stand by the window and look at the neighbor and see the clothes, washed clothes, and make a comment. What is this here? It's all dirty. That person does not know how to clean the clothes or wash the clothes. Every day it was happening. One day, they called the neighbor and said, do you have a problem washing your clothes? Please give me, I will wash it for you. He said, of course not. He came and looked out from the same window where they were looking. Then he said, the problem is not in the clothes, he just removed the window. There was dirt in the window. The point is, our vision has to change. You don't try to go and change externally. If you change the vision, the world changes.